What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. My socials will be appearing. I need to stop doing this David Brent thing because it's one day you could see yourself in the hot seat. But anyways, I'm here to have a chat with you today about our 2-2 draw with QPR. And usually what I would do, I'd normally sit here now and I'd have some nice little graphics coming up on the side of the screen. I'd have talking about, the momentum graph and passing defense. I don't want to do that today. I just wanted to have more of a conversation about it. And it's not because I'm feeling lazy about anything or anything like that. The game can be summed up quite easily in that it was very much a case of, yet again, us having to play an early kickoff like we always have to do, us only having 62 and a half hours to recuperate from a tough game on Wednesday night as well, which is shocking in my opinion. And again, I don't mean to harp on about the conspiracy theory side of things, but it's absolute jokes at the moment. We know that the given number of matches that were supposed to be on Sky, or the number of games that have been moved, is upwards of 21 times per season. We're somewhere near 21 or 22 already, and there's still some games to come. So it just annoys me that the money side of things rules everything, and it's something that I find infuriating in terms of the way it goes. I've said it before, and I will say it again. We have had 10 games this season kick off at 3 p.m. That's home or away. 10 games so far this season kick off at 3 p.m. Conversely, Sheffield United, for example, I think have had 7 games moved. Just make it make sense. That's all I want to say. Just make it make sense. The game itself. So clearly, everybody was tired. I think that's quite obvious to see. However, with that being said, we were dominating, but without kind of being really penetrative with it overall. The 2 goals that we concede, the first one is sloppy defending all round, but particularly from Aronson. Any number of our defenders had a chance. Literally, if you're not sure, just whack it clear. Just literally whack it clear and reset and get on with it. Aronson plays a stunning assist into the QPR player, who then bends a lovely ball round the corner, and then that's 1-0, and we're all sat going, well, it's only one. I think we'll get something back. Everything will be fine. And then we get undone by a long throw-in. So the long throw-in comes in. Solomon gets isolated by himself, so there's nobody there to help him 2-on-1. The ball comes in, and I think it was Cook, wasn't it, was stood in absolute acres of space because Joe Rodon was completely ball watching. 100% completely ball watching. So 2 individual errors have completely just steamrolled what we were trying to do. Eventually, we'll get the goal back at the end of the first half. So Firpo, again, it's been given as an own goal, but for me, that's Firpo and a Solomon assist. Really nice interchange of play, and step it up, and we put the ball in, and everything's done nicely. So quality-wise, we were streets ahead of QPR. However, I say battle and bite, and I don't want to use the term dark arts. The ref let a lot go in the first half, just in terms of little niggles, little pushes for both teams. And then second half, he completely didn't. He was blowing for absolutely everything. And that really, at the end of the game, didn't feel like 6 minutes worth of extra time. However, we move. We score early in the second half to make it 2-2, to bring it back. Fine. Everything's dandy. And then we need to keep moving forwards. Obviously, the substitution happened with Aronson, and Nonto comes on. Nonto had a really, really, really good second half, and I think has really staked a claim to playing the number 10 role moving forwards now, as far as I'm concerned. I think that's what should happen. Immediately, what he was doing was, whereas Aronson is very good at being busy and running around and putting himself out there for various balls, or he'll just making a nuisance of himself. What Nonto was doing really, really well was turning himself square so Rodon could play the ball into his feet. So on probably 3 or 4 occasions, Rodon was able to play 30, 40-yard passes along the deck right into Nonto's feet. and Nonto could then turn, and then you had the QPR players playing. And if it wasn't for probably 2 or 3 last-ditch, really, really good tackles, we would have won the game 3-2, I think, overall. But as much as I saw online, and this isn't just Leeds Therapy Channel, this is Paul giving an opinion. As much as I saw online with regards to, I want to see the flag notification from Leeds United, Farke needs to go, I can't wait till the end of the season because he's going to be gone, this is all on Farke, Whilst there's a certain bit that is on Farke, I think Aronson is shattered by anybody's stretch of the imagination. He's absolutely shattered. So, consequently, he did look poor today and was rightly subbed at half-time, in my opinion. Absolutely spot on, rightly subbed at half-time. But again, you've got to remember the number of games that we've played in this 3-day sequence that we just played. And yes, I know other teams have done exactly the same thing. However, with that being said, our recuperation period has been a lot shorter because the sheer volume of our games that get moved for TV. Now, we are still top. We will remain top throughout the international break, and it's basically head down and move on to the next one. I said in another video, this isn't going to be plain sailing. And I saw a lot of people saying, oh, well, when does the easy run start? This isn't going to be an easy run. It's just we have the more quote-unquote favourable run compared to the other teams that are within the chasing pack. Whether or not that comes back to bite us in the backside, who knows? We'll know at the end of the season. So when we say easy or favourable, we don't mean that suddenly we're just going to steamroll teams. That's not going to happen at this stage of the season. I would much rather look for points over performance. And although we're in a poor position today and put ourselves in a poor position because of 2 individual errors, we come back to get something out of the game. I'd be more concerned if we hadn't got anything out of the game. So I'm not happy. I'm disappointed because clearly, the lads are absolutely shattered, and you could see that in a lot of people's performances. Stroik wasn't as good as what he normally is. Everybody, Rodon and Tanaka were okay. I think the forward 3, so Pirro, James and Solomon, weren't as at their usual sort of fluid self compared to what they normally would be. And just a mild word of caution for Solomon. Whilst I understand it can be frustrating to get substituted at times, let's leave the petulance for behind closed doors, please. Waving the arms around and stuff. That it's a bit disrespectful to your teammates, and it's also disrespectful to the manager as well. Again, that's just my humble opinion on the situation itself. But I'm okay with the point. Would I have preferred the win? Would the win have been? Of course, the win would have been better. But this is the first time in a little while that we've gone down there and gotten anything from the QPR game itself. So you've got to kind of take the rough with the smooth. And this is time to put your big boy pants on, everybody, in terms of supporting this team. This is going to be stressful over the next few weeks. We now have the opportunity to rest and reset some players. We now have the opportunity for people to recuperate. It was really nice to see Amper doing this in the team. I think he will be back after the international break. There's a very strong chance that will happen. So fingers crossed it does, because he brings that steel into either the midfield or the defence just to make things a little bit more solid for us. So I understand everybody's frustration, but let's not go completely overboard. It was 2 individual errors. You can't blame the 2 individual errors on Farke. Yes, I think he should have. Everybody was wanting Rodon to start as well, by the way, and not have Gruev in there. Had Gruev started, I think Nonto would have gone into the number 10, and Farke said as much in his presser. So we are where we are. We're still top of the league. It's still in our own hands. Let's just try and keep as positive as what we can do. Do the same as Dan Moylan from the Square Ball. Have every spreadsheet outgoing possible that will help you to feel like we are going to get promoted. That's going to do it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you agree or disagree with me, put your comments down in the comment section below. Let's breathe, relax, and move forwards. Take Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. We will see you on the next one. Thank you, as ever, for stopping by. Cheers.